7:30 Tuesday morning, and I was asked a great question. I think it was the last video. Guy says, how many hours a day do you spend in the garden? Well, the answer is not many. Now then, we're still in the smoky season, although it's not as bad today. But look at that. We've got cloud cover like it's the rainy season. Now, it's the 1st of April today, April Fool's Day. And I've already done all the watering and I'm just doing some composting. Now then, I've got these 2 barrels here and we've got 2 kitchens, one internal, one external, and we keep the kitchen scraps in these green buckets, one inside, one outside, and that's no good. Printed boxes with glazed ink is no good. The more diverse you can make your compost, the better. Now, these are coffee grounds going in here. I've already put a couple of spadefuls of cow shit in there, dry cow shit, and its leaves, this brown material here is chopped up banana leaves, and I'm going to get the hose and put some water on that and put the lids on to aid the decomposition even faster, because you need oxygen, you need the microbial bacteria, and you need water. Now, where do you get the microbial bacteria from? Well, there's commercial products you can buy. Don't waste your money. There's microbial bacteria is all around us. It's in the atmosphere. It's in that cow shit. But one of the best sources you can get is recycled beer. So if you pee in your compost, it puts that microbial bacteria out of your body and it starts to work decomposing the organic material. So what a good day. It's a beautiful morning this morning, and I got another load of tomatoes in day before yesterday, and they look miserable because it takes them about a week to settle down. So I mean, these have been in a fortnight and they're bouncing on. These have been in about 6 or 7 days, if that, and these have been in a couple of days. So they will settle down and they will come on. Some of my radish is already, this is radish coming up, radish. Those little popping the seed heads up, they're coming up, which is champion. And I've got something to show you. Here we have. Walk this way. To walk that way, I wouldn't need the talcum powder. Boom, boom. Right into the potting shed workshop, and these are my jacaranda trees. And look at these poking their little heads up. These have been in, oh, I don't know, about a week, but they're coming up grand. Nothing as yet from the strawberries. I think they're a lost cause, radiated, inviable, but it doesn't matter, we'll go again. And everything's looking champion, absolutely champion. So got a busy day ahead, so I will talk to you later in the week. You're probably going to get this on Friday. Ah, dear. Everything's coming back to life. We haven't had any rain, only that one day. These are Xena flowers. These are quite beautiful. Quite pleased they're coming up well. Nothing from the hollyhocks, clearly weren't viable. As normal, these mulberries are absolutely obscene in their abundance. And there's a nice ripe one. Let me try it. Oh yeah. Oh. What a lovely flavour. Do you know, as a child at infant school, I must have joined in with the other kids 1,000 times singing "Here Big Around the Mulberry Bush," not knowing, coming from Lancashire, what a mulberry bush was, and certainly never tasting one. And here I am 72 years later thinking, my word, they are rather nice. Rather nice. I'm going to have a couple more. They're lovely. Well, nice. I'm keeping the mask on because this pollution has been horrible. And this is the worst year I've known it. I've never known it this bad before. It's been quite catastrophic. Any road. Later in the week. Bye bye. Well, it's Tuesday afternoon, and this is what my grandfather Harold would call a muck barrel. Now this is like a 45-gallon barrel filled with water. It's got a bag of cow shit in it, i.e. the muck, and I'm going to put in it some rice. I'm going to put in some rice. I'm going to put in it some flour. Just plain flour. Some roti flour, just any flour will do. And some bread flour. Now, and in there is a litre of molasses. Now, what's going to happen is I'm going to put some recycled beer in that, some pea. And the basic situation is that the microbes, the mycorrhizal is going to feed on the starch in the flour and the rice, and that's going to multiply and multiply. It's going to feed on the sweetness, the sugar in the molasses, and that is going to start to ferment. And in about 4 or 5 weeks, that's going to be the best knockout plant, veg and fruit tree fertilizer in the world. So I'm going to give that a stir now and mix it up, and then every time I want to recycle some beer, it's going to be recycled in there. And every time you recycle beer, you put in more natural bacteria, more natural microbes in there, which are going to hit the flour, hit the starch, multiply, feed on the molasses, and nature is good to go. Wednesday lunchtime, and my lunch today is pan-fried sea bass with roast potatoes, roast Brussels sprouts, and some wedges of lemon. And of course, that will be washed down with a Dr. Leo. Bon appetit me. Hey up, it's Thursday. Do you know, I've often said that the best thing ever to come out of Yorkshire, apart from the road to Lancashire of course, is Yorkshire parking. And indeed, parking is a strong favourite. Some people might say it's Yorkshire puddings. But for me, the second best thing that came out of Yorkshire was Pontefract cakes. Now then, it's Haribo Pontefract cakes. Now, for anybody not from the UK, these are a sweet, a licorice sweet. And when we were kids, we used to call it Spanish. Never knew why we called it Spanish, but that was the nickname for licorice. And indeed, the reason it's called Spanish is that licorice root was brought to the UK by monks. I think it was the Order of St. John, and it was brought from the Middle East because it was used in the Middle East as a medicinal herb. They used it for all sorts of ailments. Anyway, it was brought to Pontefract in West Yorkshire, and indeed Pontefract is the home of Pontefract cakes. And Stephen and Nock arrived from the UK, and Stephen kindly brought me a sweet I've bought once in Thailand, down when I was in Pattaya, in one of the expat stores, but never seen it since, but always looked for it. Pontefract cakes. So licorice, Spanish, was brought to the UK in the 16th century. How good is that, eh? So you see, some good did come out of the Crusades. Not much good ever comes out of war, but there you go. It's about 7 o'clock. I've done the watering. I'm about to mix some organic spray now to get at these things that are eating my grapevines, and we'll see how it transpires. This is part of the Sauvignon Blanc grapevine. It's coming back into life, and look what the little blighters do to the leaves. They absolutely strip the leaves. So I'm going to war with those in the next 30 minutes. And here's another grapevine that was doing really well, and look how the little buggers have absolutely decimated the plant. And who knows where that word and saying comes from? Decimate. It's a word we use a lot, and it comes from the legions of Roman armies. If a legion hadn't performed particularly well in battle, the commander would line them up after a battle, and every 10th man, every 10th soldier was brutally killed by the other soldiers. Every 10th. 10. So that's where decimation comes from. See you later. Bye bye for now. Well, I've got a builder's trough full of grit here. Some compost out of the bin. And I couldn't find what we call a sieve. So I've got this plastic basket, and I sieve out the large stuff with the plastic basket. And then I sieve it fine. Lots of worms in here. That's a fantastic sign for compost, lots of worms. I sieve it fine and create a potting mix. Loads of baby worms. They are going to all go back into the compost. I bet they're dizzy in there. Back in there. I'll mix it with a coarse grit, and then I've put the seeds to soak. And these seeds are very easy to grow. It's butternut squash, and again sent to me by Steve from Australia. Very kind indeed. Hey up, wiggly worm, back in the compost. Now squash seeds are big seeds of the wiggly worm, and they've got a dull end and a pointed end of the wiggly worm, and the pointed end goes down because that's where the root comes out. That wasn't a bad guess, was it? Now, this compost is moist. This compost is moist, but I'm going to stand those in a tray of water and let the moisture come up from the base. Well, using a pencil as a dibber, just I'm making a hole about 1 inch deep, and I'm going to pop these seeds in, pointy end down. Okay, there we go. We've got a pointy end and a blunt end. Pointy end, down she goes. It's Friday morning, about 7:30, and I just wanted to show you this. This is a weed, believe it or not, but May says it does have a fruit that you can eat, and the flower is rather like the flower of the passion fruit, but it isn't. But look how delicate that is. It's rather beautiful, isn't it? Very beautiful. Nature in all its splendour. And this is the flower of the oilseed rape, sown in the garden just to put nitrogen in the soil. Well, here we are at Oh My Cup restaurant, Chiang Rai, and this is a cracking place to come for lunch. Opens at 10 in the morning till 8 o'clock at night. It's really smashing. Well worth the visit. So we are at Oh My Cup. Stephen and Knox family. Say hello, Stephen.
Hello.
Hi. Hello.
And the first dish is out, and this is spaghetti with green curry, yeah?
Yes, spicy.
Yeah, and we've had that before. It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Say hello, Lorna.
Hi.
Say hello.
Hi.
That's it. And Stephen is starting off with a Penang curry and rice. And what's not having?
Drunken noodle with seafood.
Drunken
seafood,
noodles with seafood.
Yeah.
My word. Is it drunk with Leo?
ก๋วยเตี๋ยวผัดขี้เมา seafood.
Wow. And I've got the good old fish and chips with a bit of salad because I'm a veganer. That's well nice, that, Stephen.
It's nice.
Penang curry. Barbecue spare ribs. And I've had these many times. There's enough there to choke a donkey, Stephen. What do you say?
We'll give it a go.
Yeah, well good. And this one is a pork belly salad. My word. Are you happy? Sit up.